Today I'm going to show you what I do to prepare our birds for show. We are about 8 weeks before our next show, and this happens to be a parson finch hen. First thing I'm going to do is check out she needs beak and nails trimmed, but we're also going to pull some feathers here. The most important part, checking for broken feathers, frayed feathers. Not sure how much you can see here. She does have some of each, broken and frayed, so we're going to be pulling some of these out. They will be replaced in about 6 to 8 weeks, hopefully 6. As you can see here, this feather is broken right off. So we're going to pull that out. So what we want to do is gently hold her, and you're going to put pressure right at the base where the feather attaches. And grab that feather, kind of separate it out, and just give it a tug, just like that. See if this is the broken feather. Look, the rest of her feathers there look pretty good. Oh, there's a broken one. So we're going to pull that one out. Putting pressure at the base where the feather attaches, just giving it a tug. Got an extra one there, but that's okay because she's going to be replacing quite a few of these. Here's another broken one here. And a lot of times the birds, when they travel, or when they're stressed and they thrash themselves on the cage bars, they'll break feathers. And in the show cage, we want them to have perfect feathers. There's another broken one there. These happen to be her tail, so hopefully, hold still, girly. By the time the show comes around, she'll have replaced these. She should. There's plenty of time. You can see now she's missing quite a few. They will grow back. In her wings, pretty much just flights here. We're going to do the same thing. Put pressure, kind of grab at the top, and pull. Gently. There we go. She did not like that, but that's okay. I'm going to save that one. See something on that feather that I don't like. I'm going to set that one aside and hang on to it. The rest of them have just been going on the floor. You see she's got a little bit of a wing molt, which is part of a soft molt coming in here. This next feather is in pretty good shape. She could use a bath. We'll give her some bath water. Check these out. Again, these two flight feathers at the very tip of her wing are in rough shape. So we're going to pull those out just like that. But we put pressure at the top here, hanging on where the feather attaches. And then we just pull that right out. And if you're gentle, and that one was actually still a pin feather. I don't know if you can see that. It's quite a bit of feather lining there. So I'm going to save that one also. She looks pretty good. She's got a little bit of bleeding here, which is not a big deal. It's because the feather was coming in, even though it was pretty trashed. So we've taken the diatomaceous earth and we're just going to put a little dab of that on there. And that will stop the bleeding instantly. And obviously we're not going to let her bathe until we're sure that's dried. Nails. I'm going to give her a little show clip, which is just about 45 degree angle. So you look for the quick within the nail. Obviously with dark nails you can't see that real well, but we're going to work on this here. So hers are just a tad long for what I like for show. And I'm going to do an angle on that nail tip so that when her nail is on the perch, it makes complete contact. Just grab the nail, figure out where I think I want it, give it a little pivot so that it's an angle, and clip. No bleeding. And do the next one. Actually, I think these are real long here, so these center nails tend to have a longer quick because the nail is typically shorter. In her case, we're probably going to cause a little bit of bleeding here, but it won't be much because these are really long. And then her last thumbnail, as I like to call them here. Is that right? Give it a little clip. Now we're going to, oh, no bleeding. Good job. We're going to do the same with the other foot. She's got some curling nails here. This is a new bird. She's a nice fawn parson finch going to a friend. Picked them up for her, and we'll take them to the show for delivery. But we're going to clean them up for show now. And see, I don't know if you can see these curling nails. These are really long. So we're going to clip them up. A little clippy there. Her hair long still. This one's not too long, but we're going to clip it anyway. See that nice, I don't know if you can see that, nice angle on that nail. And we're going to look at her beak here. Just a teeny tiny touch, just a little itty bitty tiny bit. Parsons should have, the very tip of their beak should meet top and bottom. There should be no overhanging. So that's why we're going to trim her up. Now, we've pretty much molested her hair. She's all wet with sweat from my hands. I'll take one last look to make sure her feathers are good. I don't see any broken. There's quite a few coming in. We smooth them to make sure there's no real damage. And look at the other one. Flip her back over here. These are pretty good, so we don't need to remove those. Beautiful color on this bird. Just gorgeous. Hi, sweetie. I just want to give her a name, but she's not mine, so I'm not going to name her yet. And we're going to take a look at the belly. Belly looks good. I can't blow feathers and videotape at the same time. She's nice. She's got good meat, not too much, no fat. Yes, you're girly. Just got a couple of pins here. They'll be in by the time the show starts. And that is what we start with. We give them a coat of Carmex on the beak. Not getting it on the feathers, just on the beak. And give her a coat on her feet and her legs. Beautiful. Such a pretty girl. Basically, this just conditions the skin, keeps her from drying out, and then she will be on a resting diet, and we will return her to the flight. And that's that.